Welcome to Srilata Organic Farming. Let us see production and usage of organic inputs for soil which are permitted by APEDA. These are applicable to the export markets also. Non-availability of organic inputs is the main hurdle for the organic farming. If you see the chemical inputs like fertilizers and pesticides are easily available in the market. Most of the organic inputs are to be prepared in the farm itself. In this playlist, let us see what are all the organic inputs permitted by APEDA and how to produce them also. Organic inputs for use in fertilizing the soil, conditioning. Here, these are produced in an organic farm unit. Matters produced on an organic farm unit which are permitted to use for organic farming for the export purpose especially and domestic market also. Farmyard and poultry manure, slurry, cow urine which are produced in the same unit. Crop residues and green manure, straw and other mulches. So, matter produced in an organic farm unit, farmyard manure, poultry manure, slurry, cow urine, all these things are permitted. Farmyard manure. This is prepared using cow dung, cow urine, waste straw and other dairy waste. The normal procedure in India is mixture of cattle dung and urine soaked litter is usually left exposed to the hot sun and heavy rain. So nutrients are lost due to the hot sun and leached due to the rain. When manure heap dries up, the ammonium sulfate reacts with calcium carbonates to form ammonium carbonates, which are decomposed to ammonia, carbon dioxide, and water. These are lost to the air. The complex organic forms of nutrients contained in heap are converted to simple inorganic forms of nutrients that are washed down by the heavy rainfall. So they may evaporate or they may leach due to the rainfall. That's why in organic farming, one option is given to reduce the losses by using the traditional method of heap, that is applying gypsum over the heap, which can control little bit losses, not completely. But the best method is preparation of farmyard manure pit composting. Manure pit of about 0.9 meters deep depth, around 2 meters width and length as per the requirement of the farmer. That is that requirements is based on the cattle he is having. For a pair of cattle, 2.5 meters length is required. Here you can consider that is about 1 meter depth, 2 meters width and 2.5 meters length to a pair of cattle, and accordingly it can be calculated for the more number of cattle. All the manure is to be added to the pit and it takes 4 to 5 months to mature the FIM. Sometimes it may take more time also. It is to be tested for maturity physically. Many farmers are aware of checking the farmyard manure for the maturity. Otherwise, if any doubt is there, a seed germination test can be conducted. If the FIM is partially decomposed also there is no issue. That is to be added to the crop well in advance to the season. In situ decomposition is also possible. The matured farmyard manure has to be incorporated into the soil just before the season. If it is not matured, little bit advanced application is suggested. If matured farmyard manure is applied too early in the season, the nutrients may be lost by leaching due to rainwater or irrigation water. Farmyard manure is rich in nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and many other micronutrients also. It can be used alone or in conjunction with rock phosphate as a basal dose, because farmyard manure contains less phosphorus compared to the other elements. So rock phosphate may be added during the basal dose, which is permitted in organic farming. If the soil is neutral or slightly alkaline, rock phosphate is suggested. But if it is the acidic soil, addition of bone meal is suggested along with the farmyard manure as a basal dose to neutralize the pH and supply phosphorus to the plants. Poultry manure, you all know, very rich in nutrients, especially iron, copper, zinc, manganese, arsenic and all. When poultry litter is used as mulching material, it conserves soil moisture and saves the surface feeding roots from drying out in the summer heat. Poultry manure also the same problem, heaping in the dry sun. It loses valuable nutrients. Poultry litter composting. If the chicken manure is composted well along with the crop residues, then it will give the best manure. Properly decomposed compost will be free from chemicals, disease causing organisms and weed seeds. That's why always our aim should be on proper decomposition. And if it is manure is contaminated with weeds and all, the temperature is to be raised by sealing the compost pit. Poultry manure also, just before planting, it is to be applied. Farm slurry. Slurry can be prepared in a slurry pit or a tank. All animal waste, washings, unusable organic matter and leftover feed, all these are to be mixed and fermented to prepare farm slurry. Poultry slurry also, it is also very nutritious. Poultry manure and water stored in a tank or a slurry pit with the continuous aeration produces nutritious slurry. Agitation and supply of oxygen are very important in this poultry slurry preparation. Biogas slurry. After producing biogas, the slurry can be used as the nutritious source to the plants. Cow urine, either alone or in combination with other preparations. Cow urine is very good nutrient to the plants, which is permitted in organic farming. Even research is going on to produce amino acids using the cow urine. Crop residue and green manure. Crop residues. There is no permission for burning of the crop residues in organic farming. Crop residues are to be incorporated into the soil only. Green manure also, especially with the pulses. Green manure. Green manure may be in situ or ex situ. In situ, raising the crop and incorporating, or ex situ, collecting leaves from plants which are present outside the farm. Both are permitted in organic farming. Straw mulch is permitted. Ground covers and living mulches are permitted. Biodegradable mulches are permitted. Plastic mulches are permitted. Only polyester mulches are not permitted in organic farming. Even plastic mulches are also permitted. So let us see what are all the other things permitted in organic farming in the next session. Thank you. Signing off, Srilata.